So I was reading in Tam Bark's book again tonight, and I came across some things about pedigree and ancestry that were just pretty profound. So I wanted to share them with you. I think if we start to understand or grasp the gravity of the situation that we're in as far as trying to restore the Samani, we'll start maybe seeing things a little differently. Okay, here we go. And this is the same book that was copyrighted in 1924, so very old knowledge, but very applicable to today. I do sometimes like substitute a word like fighting cock for a bird so that you understand what I mean when I say all of the principles are applicable to what we're doing. Okay, here we go. Give a good breeder mediocre chickens, and a poor breeder the best chickens on earth, and in 10 years the former will lick the latter. This is not a plea for starting with anything but the very best obtainable. Life is too short to waste time with second-raters. Nevertheless, many a man would do better if he spent his time improving what he already has, rather than in perpetual search for the best on earth, constantly discarding and getting something new that he believes to be better. The great breeders have been men who put all their brains and energy into the job of developing the best chickens at their command into just what they wanted. Two things are absolutely essential to success as a breeder and to enable a breeder to benefit by selection. First, he must have a very clear and definite idea of the kind of chicken that gets the money and of what he is trying to produce and the object he is after. He must carry a picture of the perfected bird in his mind at all times. That is the target he is shooting at, and the best marksmen make poor scores when they can't see the target. It is not sufficient to have a picture of the perfect physical specimen on the barn door. The breeder must have in his mind's eye a moving picture of what he regards as the most perfect bird. He must constantly select with that target in view and in mind. Second, he must have a purebred, uniform strain to start with. Every chicken inherits not only from its immediate parents, but from an infinite number of ancestors of more distant degrees. Scientists tell us that on the average, an animal's qualities are obtained as follows: half and half from the immediate ancestors. And then inside that, it's 1/4 from each grandparent. And inside that, it is 1/8 from each great-grandparent. And inside that, it is 1/16 from the great-great-grandparents, and so on indefinitely. To make your intelligent selection and molding count for anything, you must have all your material in hand. You cannot constantly upset your formula by going out for fresh material which has been bred by another man or woman, as it might be, with other views in mind, and whose chickens inherit tendencies you know nothing of. Chickens of mixed blood inherit from various sources and are subject to many varying tendencies. They do not come uniform and do not transmit their qualities with any degree of certainty. Selection from among crossbred chickens means little and accomplishes little, because your crossbred selection will not reproduce himself, but will transmit the varying tendencies of a number of his ancestors. This is where he kind of talks about the nick, or the niche as you might call it today. You could take a a bird from one strain and a bird from another strain and put them together, and you have an excellent specimen, but that bird is now a hybrid. And as we all know, if we think about it, hybrids do not breed true. This has been proven over and over and over. This is very old knowledge. The chickens of pure strain inherit from a number of ancestors, but these ancestors were all similar, and there is little tendency toward variation. To take advantage of intelligent selection, the brood fowl must be prepotent. That is, they must have the power to transmit their tendencies very strongly to their offspring. Only purebred fowl can be prepotent.